What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match, and Barcelona beat Villarreal at the Estadio de la Ceramica by 1-0 in what was a very tight game for the blaugrana, but they still managed to get 3 points and a clean sheet as well. The current run that we have right now in La Liga is absolutely unbelievable, and as things stand, we are currently 11 points clear at the top of the league. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen right now. It was Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Kounde, Araujo, Christensen, and Alejandro Balde, midfield three of De Jong, Kessie, and Pedri, and a front three of Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Xavi, with only Ferran Torres and Jordi Alba coming on as substitutions, with Kessie and Raphinha coming off. The only goal scored in this match was thankfully scored by Football Club Barcelona, and it was again from Pedri Potter. Another 1-0 win from Barcelona, and another game where we win 1-0, and the one goal is scored by Pedri. It was actually Kounde who won the ball back in the midfield, and he sprayed it to Frenkie de Jong to Raphinha, to Lewandowski, to Pedri, Pedri, quick 1-2 play in around the area, then Pedri's through on goal, tucks it past Pepe Reina, and gives Barcelona the early lead. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm going to be giving it a 7 out of 10. Now, that's a little bit above average. You're probably thinking, oh, why that? We won. We got a clean sheet. The performance in this match from the blaugrana wasn't that great. I think we started off the game very well. I would say the first half an hour, we were clearly the dominant team, doing our thing. You saw a little bit of glimpse of Xavi ball and champagne football. We probably saw the most champagne football goal we've ever seen this season. But Villarreal were in the game throughout the whole entire match. They had a few chances before the second half started. I think it was Juan Morales went through on goal, put it wide. We saw Ter Stegen celebrate that like crazy. Second half, I think the first 15 minutes, Villarreal dominated. They were getting chances in behind. Then Barcelona grew back in the game. They started to control the game, control the tempo, getting chances, counterattacking, getting some movements in the final third. And then last 10 minutes, all Villarreal chucking men forward, trying to get that equalizer. They did end up scoring, but it was a clear offside. And I also believe there was a handball in the build-up as well. This performance was typical. This isn't like, I've said this before on the channel, I'll say it again. The best teams always win when they don't perform well, or they always win when they're down bad. Were we down bad in this game? No, but do we not perform well? I don't think so. And this, for me, again, is the sign of champions. They get the nitty-gritty results in those tough games. Of course, Estadio de la Ceramica, one of the toughest away grounds in La Liga. Villarreal always have a fortress there. They beat Real Madrid in that stadium this season, and we didn't make it look like baby food, but we were so comfortable. At no point was I worried that we were going to concede. Of course, we did concede from the offside goal, but you're thinking they all have their hands up. Yeah, probably something in there for sure. If they score, it's just jammy. The whole entire game, I was confident that we weren't going to concede. And of course, we've been saying this out the whole entire season. If the defense is strong and don't concede, they attack, then have to do their job and get the goal for Barcelona, and we ended up doing that today. It's just the chemistry, the togetherness, the build-up play, everything in this team is just looking perfect. And now I really do believe that we are going to win this league, because no one's going to stop us, and we're on an absolutely momentous run. I think that's 11 wins in a row. Xavi's now tied, I think, Pep Guardiola's record for most wins in a row in La Liga with 11. So BK, that's next weekend. New record. We're on track for 100 points. We have, 16 clean sheets in 21 games, something ridiculous like that. Only conceded like 7 goals this season. We haven't even conceded double digits in goals this whole entire season in La Liga yet. The team is on a run, it's on a momentum, and this is what you want, of course. And I think it all came down mainly to that Super Cup win. It gave us that boost, confidence, and now we're on an unbelievable run. At the end of the day, it wasn't the best performance. That's why I gave it a 7 out of 10, but the result is there, which of course was absolutely key. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. Start, of course, with the goalkeeper, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, who of course was the captain on the night, and for me, Marc will be getting a 7 out of 10. Easy day at the office for him. I think Villarreal only had a few chances. He had that Morales one where he went wide, wasn't on target. Tried to waste his score, but again, was offside. He commanded the box very well. Saw a lot of punches from the corner kicks. He was, commanding the center backs, directing them. Passing off in the back was fine as well. So it was a typical Ter Stegen performance. I think that hair transplant has really done him good. Look at the hair in that picture. Beauty, absolute beauty. So overall for Ter Stegen, typical day for him. Did absolutely what he had to do. So he will get a 7 out of 10. Now for center back partnership. Firstly, on the left-hand side of the center back pairing, it was of course Andreas Christensen, and I will be giving Christensen tonight a 7 out of 10. Again, calm, cool, collected. The composure is there from Andreas as well. Aerial duels, again, he just wins every single header that comes his way. Every time I'm like, okay, let's see if he wins this one. he wins it. Maybe he did misplace one, I'm not quite too sure, but every time I'm like, let's see if he misplaced this one. Nope, every single time he gets it. He had some fantastic tackles in this match as well. He wasn't, you know, as perfect as we've seen him over the past few weeks. He had, I think, some slumbering moments, but he was still there for the majority of the match. He had some beautiful tackles. I remember one on Morales that was clean through, but it was given as a foul because of the follow through. He had a nice last-ditch tackle near the end of the game as well to put it out for a throw-in for Villarreal. It's just so solid. And again, getting him for free might be the signing of the summer. So for me, Andres tonight will be getting a very solid 7 out of 10. But his center back partner on the right-hand side was, of course, Ronald Araujo, and Araujo tonight will be getting a 9 out of 10 from me and my man of the match. If he's not playing, we don't win. This is, dare I say this? I'm going to say it. Araujo is the best center back in the world at the moment on current form. No one chat to me. This man is absolutely unbelievable. He saved our arse twice. I mean, he probably went to the dressing room after the match, took off his shirt, his shorts, emptied his pockets, you know, keys, phone, wallets, and then popped out Jeremy Pino as well. My man was absolutely unbelievable. That tackle, if you know what I'm talking about, that tackle was redonkulous. Absolutely redonkulous. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm speechless. This man is absolutely world class, and every time he's in the back line, I am confident that we won't concede. Again, without him, we would have, I think, we drew this match. Maybe we would have won. Maybe if we conceded, would have woke up the team a little bit. We could have won, but we would have definitely conceded if he didn't play tonight. Absolutely world class, the best center back in the world right now in current form, without a shadow of a doubt. Araujo tonight for me gets a 9 out of 10. And my man of the match. Into the fullbacks now. Firstly, Jules Kounde at right back. And for me, Kounde tonight will be getting a 7 out of 10. Very similar to what I said about Andres Christensen. You know, played a typical game. Kounde felt like he was a bit lacking when he had possession. You know, when you want him to clear it, he tries to like dribble past the player. Made some good overlapping runs, but never got the ball received to him. It wasn't, you know, the Kounde I'm talking about for the past few weeks where I'm thinking he's top 5 defenders in the world. But he did defend very well in this game. He had some great aerial and ground tackles in this match. But I felt like there was something missing with Kounde today. He was, you know, not getting much. I don't feel like, based on what I've seen, he was getting as involved as he usually was. You know, you'd see him get the ball, try to run by himself to lose it, or try to do a 1-2 to not receive the second pass. So, not really blaming him per se. I think based on his individual performance, he did what he had to do, defended very well, got forward. So, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Very, very similar as well to at left back in Alejandro Balde, who I also will give a 7 out of 10. Was caught in a behind a few times. Of course, Chukwueze and Jeremy Pino were switching wings, so that was, you know, throwing him off a bit. Was getting forward. He was making some fantastic runs, but when it's time to release the ball and pass it, he wouldn't, and then he would end up losing it, or he tried to go through 3 players and pass it, and then that pass wasn't connecting, so you're thinking, oh, he went through 3 players for nothing. So just a bit of that decision making from Alejandro. I think some of his crosses today weren't that great either, but still defended very well, got forward very well, connected very well on that left hand side as well with Pedri, Frenkie, and also Gabi as well. So overall, Alejandro, typical day at the office for him, and I will give him a 7 out of 10. Into the midfield now. Firstly, Frenkie de Jong in the pivot position tonight will be getting a 9 out of 10 from me. I don't think about Araujo man in the match because of that last dish tackle, but my God, Frenkie was balling. I think Xavi's found his position. I think him playing in the pivot or almost as a double pivot with someone creative like Pedri or maybe even Gabi suits Frenkie de Jong so well. He was, you know, intercepting left, right, and center, making tackles, doing long balls. That run that he made in the first half from picking up the ball from Ter Stegen all the way to the final third. This is what you pay the big bucks for. This is why we paid almost 80 million euros for Frenkie. World class tonight. Superb. I mean, everything he's done. I don't even think he misplaced a pass in this match. He was absolutely all over the place. The pressure, the intensity, the composure, it was all there. He was absolutely freaking sublime. And tonight, Frenkie will be getting from me a 9 out of 10. Next midfielder on the right hand side, it was of course from Kessie, and I will give Kessie tonight a 7 out of 10. Thought he played really well, of course, coming in for the injured Busquets after, coming on in the last match against Sevilla and putting in a good performance. I think Kessie played very, very well, got forward a lot, was in and around, was bullying some of the players, of course, was getting stuck in, getting tackles in there, intercepting, bringing the ball forward. I think in the final third, he wasn't as effective as he was against Sevilla, but he still was part of the match, was picking up the ball from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, making driving runs. He had some great passes as well. He'd be in tight spaces. I think it was like Coquelin or Chukwueze or even Morales, trying to pressure him. He'd get the pass in between them. So I think Frenkie did play very well today, and I will give him a 7 out of 10. And last but not the least in the midfield, of course, on the left-hand side, Pedri Potter. I will give Pedri tonight a 7 out of 10. He's just so damn good. I gotta, bring down his ego a little bit. Should have probably give him an A, but I feel like in that second half, I'm not gonna say he wasn't existent, but felt like he was, not having that little spark, that little magic. I think in the first half, he was obviously fantastic. Got the goal, of course. I think in the second half, though, there was a drop off. I think with Barcelona sitting back a lot, he didn't really get involved too much, but I still think he put in a shift. I think his dribbling is absolutely immaculate. The dribbling in this match that he had today was superb. Connected well with Lewandowski. I think some of his, what's the word I'm looking for? Counterattack build-up play wasn't that great. So, for example, we had a counterattack and he'd be leading the counterattack. When the decision making there, he'd go to the left, then it would be like too much, not enough power on the ball. He would give it to Raphinha, too much power on the ball. So, some of that was a bit lacking, but I still think Pedri was absolutely fantastic tonight, and I will give him a very, very high 7 out of 10. Into the forwards now. Firstly, Xavi at the left wing position, or false winger, came inside a bit. I will give Xavi tonight a 7 out of 10. Honestly, you could say his performance was a 6. I think he had an average game, did what he had to do. Typical performance is what I expect from him. I'm giving him a 7 again because of his freaking intensity, man. My man was diving for headers left, right, and center, beating Raul Albiol, the 38-year-old veteran center back, to freaking headers, diving tackles, diving headers to hit it out for a throw-in. The commitment we see from Xavi is Puyol-esque, should I say, because my man is out there putting his body on the line. Again, he was fantastic. I think some of his driving runs in the first half were superb. Second half was defending a lot. He was helping Alejandro a lot down that left-hand side, was getting back. Again, was making interceptions, tackles, aerial duels, ground duels, absolutely all over the place. I thought he was superb. I think overall, though, you probably should have given him a 6, 6.5, but I will give him the 7 just for the absolute commitment that he does on the pitch. Next up, of course, is the striker, RL9, Robert Lewandowski. I will give Lewa tonight a 7 out of 10. Look, I said a lot about Ferran Torres at the beginning of the season. I think Lewandowski taking the build-up, everything from Ter Stegen to the final third, he was absolutely fantastic. His hold-up play, his build-up, putting those through balls in for Raphinha, to Pedri, to Xavi, attracting those center backs and create those spaces out wide. Fantastic. But my man cannot finish his dinner. Should have had a goal today, Lewandowski. He missed 3 clear-cut chances. 3. The cross in the second half, which I don't know why he crossed the front. Kessie should have shot that. Then the 2 in the first half, the 1v1 with Pepe Reina, and there's another one as well where he went to shoot across goal, and I think he shot it right at him again. Should have had a goal to Lewandowski, and hopefully this is just a little stinky patch, because of course against Sevilla should have scored as well. Today should have scored. Hopefully he doesn't go on a bit of a drought, because we do need him, but I do think everything else apart from his finishing in the final third, he was fantastic at, so that's why I'm giving him a 7 instead of a 6 out of 10. And finally, on the right wing, it was Raphinha, and I will give Raphinha a 6 out of 10. Didn't really get involved too much. He did have some, creativity chances down that right-hand side, was making some good runs, good crosses. Again, decision-making, there were some moments I'm thinking, have a shot, he'd cross it. Sometimes I say, have a cross, he'd shoot it. He had that free kick as well when we had some men in the box, and he went for a goal, which was close to be fair, but I don't think it was the correct decision. Again, it wasn't the, Raphinha that we saw against Sevilla. There was no, like I said about Pedri, there was no, spark, no pizzazz in that second half when you want to take on defenders. I don't even think he even took on a defender in this match, maybe once or twice at the very, very most, but he should be doing that way more often. So it was average from Raphinha tonight, and I will give him a 6 out of 10. Now for the substitutions, the subs were only Ferran Torres and Jordi Alba. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. They both came on. I think Ferran came on like 82nd minute, then Jordi Alba like 86, 87. I really can't rate them. I honestly don't. I know for a fact Ferran Torres touched the ball at least once. I really don't even think Jordi Alba touched the ball. We'll talk about it when I talk about Xavi, but I guess I can't really rate them. They really did nothing. I mean, 4 touches in total, probably like 3 passes complete between the two of them. I guess I'll give them both an average 6 out of 10. And last but not the least, of course, the manager, Xavi Hernandez, who tonight I'll be giving a 7 out of 10. Of course, picked a great lineup, got the 3 points, got the clean sheet as well. But there's 2 things I worry about for Xavi that I've seen from this match. Firstly, the substitutions. I mean, the bench is not that bad to the extent you can only make 2 out of 5 subs. He was about to bring on Sergio Roberto as well in the dying moments of the game, but the referee blew for full time. He was about to bring on Roberto for about 4 seconds. What's his plan? I don't know if he, of course, probably trying to, take time off the clock. You have players on the bench who can make an impact. I don't understand why he's not using them. We're like a few injuries away from looking at our budget and then them being no one there. So I would like to see him use the subs better, more effective as well. Secondly, for me, is the in-game management. I feel like there was points where Villarreal were on top of us. He didn't really change anything. He kept the same thing. Was hoping that it would come out of it. I would have liked to have seen maybe Gavi drop a bit deeper, maybe create a full 2-2. That way you have more compact in the midfield. You can outnumber them. I felt like Xavi wasn't really proactive. He was really sticking to his guns. Of course, we saw him very, very animated on the touchline after poor passes or poor decision making. But I felt like he wasn't really proactive in the second half when we did need it. Of course, Villarreal got a goal. We're out here disappointed. Heads dropped 1-1 draw. But thankfully, we got the win. I do think if we didn't get the win, Xavi would be under a bit more scrutiny. But overall, I'm happy with Xavi. He's getting the job done, playing well. And of course, in this match, we played well to extent in some moments. But he's getting the job done. Clean sheet, 3 points. Can't really complain. So overall, for Xavi tonight, I will be giving him a 7 out of 10. So that's a match review for Villarreal versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to first do, of course, is your thoughts on performance, your player ratings, and your manager rating as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel, where we will be top of the table by 11 points, almost have one hand on that La Liga title. Take care, and Forza Barca.